Hello everybody, I'm Antonia and this is Noel and we are from Boxtail Soup Theatre Company and happy 2025!
Woohoo!
Woohoo! We haven't been on social media much recently, we haven't been on here for a little while because we've been having a Christmas break. We were working up until about the 22nd, 21st, something like that, of December on 1984 making. It's been really nice to have some sort of concentrated time on that show just in here, although we always get interrupted, don't we, with various other bits of general company admin. Particularly sending out posters and flyers for you, I think, was the biggest interruption.
Yeah, if you look at our website, then you'll see that the upcoming tour of The Picture of Dorian Gray and The Frog and the Princess, it's quite extensive.
Yes, it's many more dates than actually either you or I had actually realised, I think, until I booked the accommodation and was like, oh my goodness, we're doing a lot, which is really lovely.
Consequently, please do have a look and join us at a show if you can. But consequently, it means that there's been loads and loads of print to send out. And it's always the same thing with the spring tour, that you kind of have to get on top of it before Christmas, because otherwise those dates really start to then rush.
And also everyone wants to market the shows with when they've got people in the theatre at Christmas. And
Absolutely.
Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so there were interruptions, but nonetheless we did well. So I think today we really wanted to just update you on our progress with the making for 1984. I guess, do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
I really don't mind.
You go first.
Yeah, I'll go first. So as you may remember from the previous video, I was working on this centerpiece of set, this weird sort of pyramid, not quite a pyramid shape. It would be much easier if it were a pyramid. I'm really pleased with what I've managed to get done. We just lost a light, but never mind.
Oh well.
Yeah, I'm really pleased with what we managed to get done. The concerns that I had were very much to do with, because of the size of the thing, I was worried that having to cut it into pieces where they would fit into a trunk for transport would just mean that it was too flimsy and there were too many points of weakness. Actually, I've got some little video which I will put up of putting it together for the first time. And as you can see, it held together better than I expected. So it's pieces that have got magnets in between to kind of connect them edge to edge. And then we've got these little struts that go on the back and kind of interlock to hold it all together. And I was just basically really, really pleased. It's only the bottom half that I've done, but that was going to be the difficult piece, because that's the piece that has to kind of, it's leaning back on a wooden stand, but the whole thing has to hold itself together, whereas the bit I'm going to do at the top is actually going to be attached to the pole. So hopefully, being slightly smaller and being attached to the pole, that'll be a little bit easier. But yeah, I mean, I was really pleased. I think it's the right size. I think it looks imposing, and I'm just really pleased that it all looks clean and smooth and the right shape. And I'm surprised, frankly, that it held together as well as it did.
Yeah, it's great. It's really good.
Wow.
You did an excellent job, and it was really tough. I mean, the angles that you had to work with, and I'll have to go back to his maths GCSE.
Yeah, SOHCAHTOA.
Yeah, who remembers that?
And
how many of us said when we were taught that, oh, when are we going to need this? And we did need that. And it's looking great. Yeah, you've done a great job. And we've accidentally as well, because of a shape of something at the back of it, which holds it together, we've accidentally found a shape which we really like, which we think we're going to use as the logo for the party, I think, which is just a sort of, it's something that accidentally happened there, but it had occurred already in other bits.
And it will be a nice visual echo then, if it works out the way that we think.
Yes.
So it will kind of recur at certain points with quite a nice denouement.
So it's quite fun when you find things like that by mistake. So
super pleased with that. And yeah, just a little bit to go to make the top piece. A little bit is probably, that's not true.
Quite a lot to go. And then the next thing we've got to do as well, we've got to cover it all, as in papier-mâché, because that's what toughens up the foam board and makes sure that bits where we've pieced jigsaw pieces together will actually hold.
Yeah.
And the biggest problem with that, when any of the pieces are really larger than about an A4 square, is that they like to bend when they're wet. So that's going to be a challenge. We're going to have to get all the heavy books that we can find out, and the stage weights, and just make sure that they all dry flat.
And it's a lot to cover.
But that's fine. It's quite therapeutic in that sense. Remind me I said that when we're halfway through and I'm whatever.
So that's all good.
That's all good. And then puppets I've been getting on with. So I've made a couple more heads, but I'm not going to show you those today. We'll do that another time. But I have put hair on 3 of them, which is a painstaking job, but I'm pleased with how they look. So I showed you this guy last time, hairless, and he's now got hair and eyebrows. And I'm going for this sort of idea with all of them that they can't get a haircut as often as they might like, that they are a little bit lacking in all the kind of really good nutrients that keep your hair nice and healthy. So I've given them all these sort of tufty, wispy bits, and their hair, none of them have got very thick hair, I think, for this one, because I just think that sort of represents the society that they live in. The eyebrows are the thing that take really a long time. I don't think you've seen this guy, or maybe he was a cardboard frame the last time, I can't remember. Anyway, so we've gone for sort of darker coloured hair. I'm using 3 different coloured papers on each one to give them that slightly more natural look. I'm pleased with how they're looking so far though. They've come out nicely.
I think they look absolutely brilliant.
This is one that you haven't seen, thank you. This is one you haven't seen. I made him. Sometimes when we're trying to decide what we want characters to look like for the puppets, we look at real life actors and we think, well, if we were making this as a film, who would we cast? And so he is based on a certain person. 10 points if you guess who.
And we've always done that.
Yeah, we have.
To be fair.
We've always done it.
At the very beginning, it just helps as a kind of, to give you a starting point of what you feel the face should be like.
Even when we're playing the character ourselves, as in it's a multi-rolling thing, sometimes we like to have a sense of who might play them, and therefore it gives us a help with the tone of voice and
it sort of gives you a shorthand in discussion as well, to kind of go, who do you think you would cast in this one?
And then maybe you can utilise some of their mannerisms even, or whatever. So those are the 3 that I've got hair. I will get on with more hair at a later date, but in fact now we've got a bit of a pause, so we'll do a little bit more today and possibly next week, but we're off on another Cunard voyage on the 9th of January with Casting the Rune, so we've got to prep for that. And then as soon as we get back from that, we're straight into rehearsals for The Picture of Dorian Gray and The Frog and the Princess. And while we're doing that tour, in the little bits, which are only a few little bits of time we've got, we're going to be researching and developing a new family show. So we'll return to 1984 in April when we finish the tour, the spring tour.
Yeah, and this is when your organisational skills are really put to the test, because you have to kind of hold on to where you were with this stuff and the things that you were planning to do. So yeah, we've got 1984 kind of on hold. We do Casting the Runes for 2 weeks on the Queen Victoria. Then we do Picture of Dorian Gray, Frog and the Princess, and think about a new show.
To sum up, yes, exactly.
Yes, that's a lot of stuff.
Yes.
That was more for my own benefit than anything else.
So I think that's all we've really probably got to say today, except for thank you to everyone who in 2024 came to see us and supported us online and all of that sort of thing. We're very, very grateful as always. And please do come and find us somewhere in 2025. And we will be announcing preview dates for 1984 soon, and then also Edinburgh at some point. In the meantime, if you are enjoying the vlogs, then please do give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment, subscribe to the channel if you want to. And if you are interested in our day-to-day life on the Cunard voyage that we're doing, then follow us on Instagram, because we will post story updates daily as long as we can find a spot for good Wi-Fi. So yes, if you're interested in sort of just seeing what that's like, then pop over to Instagram for that. I thought you were going to say bye, and you just went.
I am going to say goodbye now, and I'll cut that brief pause
Are
out.
you actually?
Yeah, I am actually, just in case it works.
Okay.
Thanks very much.
Just give me a moment. I need to reset my face. Hang on. Okay.
So thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.